Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very large. Always good to see the birth of Draft Room Cam, and always good to see, if it's the draft, you know that it's the rebirth of Mel Kiper Jr. and Joe Theismann, and we are all tingling with anticipation. It looks like it's going to be quarterbacks. Drew Bledsoe, Rick Meyer, 1-2. How 1-2? Who would you pick one, Joe?
How 1-2? I would probably, if I was New England, I would take Rick Meyer. The reason I would take Rick Meyer is because I think that he could sell tickets in the New England area to the Notre Dame fans. As far as their athletic ability goes, both these young men compare very favorably. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Drew Bledsoe. Throws the ball a little bit quicker, gets it out a little bit quicker. Rick Meyer is still an unknown as far as throwing goes. The knock on him has been he's not a very accurate passer. It's hard to evaluate because you haven't seen a lot of that on film.
But you would pick Meyer, spoken like a true Golden Domer, and you may have a busy day to sing the fight song for Notre Dame. Mel, you like Bledsoe better. Why?
I always have, Chris, and I disagree with Joe. I think you build a team with the quarterback. And, of course, selling tickets, you sell tickets when you win. I don't think Rick Meyer would determine that. Drew Bledsoe is a franchise quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys, when they started to rebuild, went for Troy Aikman and built around him. The Patriots have 2 second-round picks, a third, and 2 fourths. They're in a great position to build and develop this team around Drew Bledsoe.
Another thing to remember about Coach Bill Parcells as we get set to go up to the podium and let the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, kick off the 58th annual selection meeting.
Welcome again to the 58th annual National Football League annual draft. The first selection will be made by the New England Patriots.
So, as they say, there's the foot into the ball, and it's traveling down to the goal line, and we're underway. The Patriots, now, if you're just joining us for the first time here, each first-round pick, the team has 15 minutes to make a selection. And since they've waited this long, what's the rush? Why not wait 15 minutes? But it doesn't sound like they will. The card has gone up to the commissioner, and let's check it out.
The Patriots select Drew Bledsoe, quarterback, Washington State University.
Now there's Drew Bledsoe, young man from Washington State, with the new
The next choice will be made by the Seattle Seahawks.
Logo on the hat. And we have with us here, as you see, Bledsoe. Well, this is the new colors of the New England Patriots. Now, number one, we don't know that he's going to wear number one. We do know that he's the first pick of the draft. He was 11 in college, so maybe we just add one on. And this is it. The official jersey of the Patriots with the logo, and Drew Bledsoe is now a member of the New England Patriots. Bill Parcells, what I started to say, guys, see, he's not a guy that has to win this year. He's going to be there 4 or 5 years. Why not start right out and develop a quarterback, whoever it is? You have time with him. Bill's not going anywhere.
No, and I think something's very interesting, too, here, Chris. You got to remember, this is Bill's first draft that he's had an opportunity to be in charge of. Being in charge of this draft, he went after the right pick. Mel made the mention of it. Like I said, the only reason I thought Meyer might go there was for ticket sales. Either one of these young men is great to build your franchise around. He certainly fits in, I think, exactly what Bill Parcells wants. A pocket passer, a guy who can get the ball down the field. Never needed a guy who could run around much.
All right. Tommy Jackson is up in Foxborough right now, and with him is the man that made the selection, Bill Parcells. Tommy.
Coach, how are you feeling about that first choice that you've got?
Well, I'm feeling very good, Tom. I think we selected a player that's going to be able to make a significant contribution to our team, and I think eventually he'll be a guy that can really do a good job for us at the quarterback position. But I do want to dispel the myth that I would term this quarterback a franchise quarterback. I don't think that kind of label is a proper one to put on a young guy coming out of college. I think he's a guy that we think can help us and make that contribution later on, but I know the media will refer to him as a franchise quarterback, but I don't view it that way.
Why Bledsoe over Meyer?
Well, I think in the end it was just a little bit more of the ability to throw the ball, the certainty that and being able to witness him do that effectively, I think they're both very fine players. I think both of them are going to be very successful in their NFL careers, but our personal preference just was Drew Bledsoe.
Coach, there was so much speculation over the people wanting to trade to get that pick. How close did you come to trading that pick, and in the end, why did you keep it?
Well, we obviously kept it because we thought it was in our best interest to do so. There were a couple of very, very strong proposals, not more than that, just 2 or 3 very strong proposals, but they didn't really ever approach offset, and we thought the value that we had with Drew Bledsoe.
Coach, does this kid come in as your starter right now?
No, I don't think so. You know, I've never been a guy to try to throw anybody to the wolves, so I can tell all the fans and all the people in the NFL he'll play when he's ready.
Thanks, Coach. Let's go back to Chris Berman in New York.
All right, Tommy and Bill, thank you. He'll play when he's ready, and no one will be more interested as to when he's ready than Bill Parcells. Since the common draft in 1970, now with Bledsoe's selection as a quarterback in the #1 slot, there have been 8 quarterbacks picked first overall. Jeff George in 90, Troy Aikman in 89, Vinny Testaverde in 87, John Elway in 83, Steve Bartkowski in 75, Jim Plunkett in 71, Terry Bradshaw, 1970. Pretty good company for Drew Bledsoe. Seattle is now on the clock. If Bledsoe was there, their card goes right up. Now, all of a sudden, with Meyer there, not the local product, they may take the full 15 minutes. While they think about it, why don't we think about Drew Bledsoe? Joe had a chance to spend some time with him as Bledsoe looks at his future as a pro.
Of what makes Drew Bledsoe so special. Bledsoe possesses the arm strength and athletic ability to make the most difficult of throws. He's able to back straight out, looking to his left, and make the strong, accurate pass to the right side of the field. Besides the arm, it requires great footwork. This ability I liken to John Elway. Some have made mention of Bledsoe's release point. It's a 3/4 style, but the delivery's not uncommon in the league. I don't see it as a problem. His size helps him overcome it, and it won't be a factor when given the proper passing lane to throw through. One adjustment I would make is how he carries the ball. He carries it low like Dan Marino. But no one possesses Marino's quick release. Raising the ball higher will help his mechanics when faced with making any throws. Bledsoe also possesses great pocket presence. While pressure is collapsing his protection, Drew is able to keep his concentration and find the receiver, a trait some current NFL quarterbacks do not possess. The other trait I love about him is his fiery attitude. Its importance cannot be overlooked.
Well, first and foremost, a quarterback has to be the leader. You know, he has to be the guy that, in a tough situation, that his teammates can look to and say, hey, you know, he's going to get the job done. If there's 2 minutes left and you're down by a touchdown, then you have to be able to come into the huddle and look at the quarterback and say, hey, he's going to get it done for us. He's going to win the game.
So Drew Bledsoe now goes to the New England Patriots, where he is not an immediate starter. They have Scott Zolak, Z-O-L-A-A-K, Zolak, for you Kings fans. They have Scott Secules. But now they have Drew Bledsoe. How does he really have to alter his game to fit Bill Parcells, or does he alter it?
I don't think he has to alter his game, Chris. I think the unique thing about Drew Bledsoe is he brings a lot of natural talent, and it's important that Bill Parcells has said, I don't expect him to start right away. I'm going to get him ready when he's ready to go. He is going to need a quarterback coach. He and Meyer, both these young men, have not had, I think, the tutoring in college that they will get or could have gotten possibly at another school at the college level. Coaches try, but you need a specific position coach. I think that's going to be very, very important for the development of Drew Bledsoe. Ray Perkins will do a good job as an offensive coordinator, but will he have the time to spend tutoring this young man in the art of quarterbacking? That's the question in my mind that remains.
Once upon a time, Joe and Mel, the Patriots were laden with wide receivers. But now, and remember, a former #1 pick, Fryer, is gone to Miami. These are the wide receivers and catches they had last year. McMurtry leading those that are left. with 35. And, of course, Hartley Dykes coming off a veritable plethora of injuries. Of course, he has an excellent tight end in Marv Cook, a Pro Bowl tight end who you will probably get to know very well. Sacks have been a major problem for the New England Patriots. 65 times the Patriots were sacked last year, and in the last 3 years, the total is way over 100. So Drew Bledsoe had better be durable, but the Patriots draft him because they think he will be. Drew Bledsoe, now on the Patriots. Seahawks on the clock. We'll be back.
This ESPN NFL special, the 1993 Draft, is brought to you by Volvo. Volvo would like you to drive safely. By Quaker State, the Big Q is one tough motor oil. And by Levi's Dockers. Nobody does colors like Dockers.
5 minutes remaining in the Seahawks selection.
All right, we are back at the NFL Draft. The Patriots have picked Drew Bledsoe, the local Washington product that the Seattle Seahawks really wanted all along. Now, Mel, the dilemma for the Seahawks right now, do they take another quarterback? A couple of years ago, Dan McGuire in the first round. Recently, Kelly Stoffer in the first round. You say that as you do your board, Rick Meyer should not be the second pick overall in the draft?
No, and it's really not a major knock against Meyer. There's been a lot of great second, third, and fourth round quarterbacks. My point is that while Meyer may be between 18 and 30 on the board, he's not 1 or 2. Comes out of a system with Lou Holtz. It's not conducive to developing quarterbacks. You look at the completion percentage, 51.3, not up to first round standards. During his career at Notre Dame, Rick Meyer threw more interceptions than touchdown passes. To me, I think he's a risk this high. He's got talent. He's an athlete, strong arm, very intelligent, but he needs a lot of developing. And to me, this is a stretch for a Seattle Seahawks team that definitely needs offense. Their defense is strong. So that's the reason this pick will probably be Rick Meyer.
Yes, and the Seattle Seahawks, member Tom Flores, the president coach of the club, likes to go deep vertical game like the Raiders, and they thought Bledsoe might be better suited than that than Meyer. We know Bledsoe can go deep, and he's gone over with our Adrian Carson. Adrian.
Number 2 and covered 3 since he was 8 years old. Congratulations, big man.
Thanks a lot, Adrian. Appreciate it.
To New England. Now, I know how much you want to play in front of family and friends back in Seattle. What is more important to you, being the number 1 pick or playing back home?
Well, it's a great, great honor to be the number 1 pick. You know, I couldn't be happier with anything, any situation. I mean, this is, I'm going to go play for a team with a great new coach, a team that's on the rise, and, you know, go compete for a job as soon as I can. But, I mean, this is a great, great, great honor.
Competition is going to be the key. Bill Parcells says you will play when you are ready. Now, is that a guarantee you're going to have to sign, that you would be the starter?
Right. You know, I'm going to go in with the idea that I'm going to compete, and he's already told me that he's not going to put me on the field until he feels like I'm ready, and so I'm going to have to prove that to him before I hit the field.
Got to prove it to a man who, in the past, has coached the way he likes to run before he passes.
Right.
Chris, let's go back to you.
All right, Adrian and Drew, congratulations. Certainly, what an exciting day for all these college seniors and juniors to be picked anywhere. Certainly number 1. Well, Seattle's decision, they've made theirs. Let's go up to the commissioner and find out what indeed they have done.
With the second choice in the draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Rick Meyer, quarterback, Notre Dame. The third choice.
Quarterback. You love this. The last time quarterbacks went 1-2 was 1971 when Plunkett to the Patriots, Archie Manning to New Orleans, Dan Pastorini to the Oilers went 1-2-3. So this is a rare year. Will Meyer make it in a hurry with Seattle?
I think he will, Chris. As a matter of fact, when I talked to the Seattle Seahawks this week, it is going to be competition between Rick Meyer and Dan McGuire for the quarterback spot. They like Stan Gelbaugh as their insurance policy. Rick Meyer is going to go in a little bit different than Bill Parcells as far as his look at, well, I'm going to hold Bledsoe back and wait till he's ready. Rick Meyer is expected to go up there and compete for a starting job. I disagree with Mel a little bit. The intangible about Rick Meyer is his great leadership ability, his great toughness. I think he's a great natural thrower. Nobody has film on him throwing a lot because Notre Dame didn't do it a lot. Doesn't mean that he can't get it done. I think this is an excellent choice for the Seahawks. I think they're looking at the future of this franchise with either McGuire or Meyer for a good 5-10 years down the road.
One thing that the Seattle Seahawks certainly need from Meyer or somebody is offense. Last year, as you look at the quarterback depth chart, Gelbaugh threw for 1,300 yards. Dan McGuire, been injured, never really had the shot to give him an idea. Jeff Graham didn't play. This is a team that set an NFL record for futility in points scored, 140 points. That's less than 9 a game. However, because they signed Mitch Farrat, the offensive lineman of the Buffalo Bills, he had 3 touchdown passes last year. 2 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. They now have a wideout threat, so Meyer will be glad about that. Think there's excitement here? Jets, 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 Jets. Next. The NFL draft, Drew Bledsoe and Rick Meyer have gone 1-2. Now, we will not need these cards any longer. This is Rick Meyer, quarterback, New England Patriots. Drew Bledsoe, quarterback, Seattle Seahawks. So I guess these cards immediately become collector's items. It's always good to come up with something for nothing and your kicks for free here at the NFL draft. Jets, 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 Jets are next. This is where the whole complexion of the draft can turn. You have Garrison Hurst, you get Marvin Jones, you get 3